Now, for Windows Server, a lot of text on the screen on the left-hand side, but basically this is the description taken from the Microsoft product terms. It's pretty elaborate, but I've tried to summarize it with the most interesting and key points on the right. You have 180 days migration time. This means that you can run both on-prem and in the Azure cloud for 180 days without Microsoft penalizing you for this. Migration back to on-prem is always possible. So if Azure doesn't work out for you and you want to move back to an on-prem situation, you can do so, but be wary that you always have a 90-day reassignment for your licenses. For Windows Server Standard, the difference is that you have to use your licenses on-prem or in the Azure cloud. And for data center, the difference between that is that you can use them both on-premise and in the Azure cloud. So if you have a lot of investments on Windows Server Data Center, you can freely continue to use your licenses on-prem and earmark your VMs in Azure as Azure Hybrid Benefit to reduce the cost. For Windows Server Standard, it's basically if you don't use them anymore on-prem, you can use them in the Azure cloud. If you still use it on-prem, you don't have anything but the right to use it on-prem. Now, how does it work? Microsoft uses a certain grant for the licenses. So each VM should be licensed with a minimum of 8 cores. That is the same 8 cores that they say that you have in the proc to core conversion that they did with Windows Server 2016, where you needed to buy a minimum of 8 cores per processor in order to qualify for the migration grant. If a VM has more than 8 cores, you license the amount of cores in that VM. Now, what does this look like? I've taken a snippet from a case that we've dealt with a while back. You see an overview of some of the VMs that they are running, some with larger virtual CPUs, some with smaller, and how this translates to the amount of licenses needed. I've tried to summarize it on the left-hand side as well. One Windows Server software assurance license is usually per 2 cores. You also have them per 16 cores, but a lot of customers have them by 2 cores. You need a minimum of 16 cores per 2 VMs. So in that sense, if you have 2 core licenses, it's easier to calculate 8 cores per VM. So 8 cores equals 4 licenses for Windows Server. So if the amount of cores that you have in your VM is 8 or less, you need 4 licenses for Windows Server. Otherwise, you divide the amount of cores of your VM by 2 for the actual license count. So in the case of the VMs on the right-hand side, there's a DS14v2, which has 16 virtual CPUs or cores. You would need 8 licenses for Windows Server to cover them with Azure Hybrid Benefit.